have been identified, and police is on the job, and culprit will be also nabbed very soon.
This is very important information that you are telling us, sir, at this moment, that the accused car has been identified and very soon the accused will be booked. We are hoping that this serves an example as far as these such kind of cases are concerned. For hit and run is the most heinous crime, or at least help the victim if you have accidentally, hit them. May I also understand from you, sir, taking an example of this case, what will be the government do for Mr. Fauja Singh and his family? And, are there initiatives that the government is bringing in to make roads safer in Punjab?
See, we have, in last 3.5 years, we have taken multiple initiatives to make Punjab roads safe. For example, we have brought in a law wherein, like, if something of this kind happens, so the person will be rewarded if he takes the victim to the hospital, number one. Number two, 3 years back, we have also introduced Sadak Suraksha Force, wherein thousands of vehicles and policemen were with the first aid kits and all that. They have been deputed on the roads of Punjab, and I very proudly can tell this, that the response time of those vehicles is almost less than 5 minutes. So that means wherever accident happens on the highways in Punjab, our team reaches there within 4 to 5 minutes. So that's and that has substantially brought down the fatality rate on Punjab roads. But as you rightly said, this is a very sad case. He was just in the vicinity of his house in the interiors of a mohalla, and this happened. This is but still, whatever needs to be done from the government side, I assure the country through you that whatever needs to be done, we'll talk to the family, and whatever needs to be done, we'll do it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Arora, for speaking to NDTV. Big breaking news coming in at this moment. Minister in the government of Punjab, Mr. Aman Arora, telling NDTV that the accused, the car has been identified, and very soon the man who's responsible, or the woman, we don't know that yet, the person who's responsible, who was behind wheels when, and hit Mr. Fauja Singh, which resulted in his death, will be behind bars. They will be caught very, very soon. Thank you for speaking to NDTV. But one big question, why is it that people take all these, accidents keep happening? I just showed you the numbers of how critical the situation is as far as the road fatalities are concerned. One reason is how easy it is for people if you have money to get away from these kind of cases. The point in case is the Pune Porsche, accident, where the court today has rejected the appeal to try the juvenile as an adult. The police, in fact, filed a plea in the court that they wanted to try the juvenile as the adult. He is now more than 18 years old. The Pune accused, they wanted him to be tried for, as an adult, because remember, 14th month since this accident took place. At that point of time when the accident did take place, this teenager, this culprit, was drunk on alcohol. He was drunk on money that his family had. Look at this video. This is the video of that bar where this young boy, along with 2 of his friends, was drinking. If he was old enough to get a drink in a bar, why shouldn't he be tried as an adult? If he was old enough to be given a Porsche car, and if he was a juvenile at that point of time, he did not even have the license. If he was given a supercar, this car, which ended 2 innocent lives on the streets of Pune, when possibly he was bragging to his friends of how fast he can drive this, why shouldn't he be tried as an adult? 2 techies, a young man and a woman, lost their life. They did not deserve to die on the streets like that, the way they died. But still, he will not be tried as an adult. Remember, the Juvenile Justice Board told him to write an essay and let him off. But still, he should not be tried as an adult. The boy's mother was later arrested because the family tried everything. His father bribed officials to switch the blood samples. It's a full conspiracy, but he should not be tried as an adult. His mother, who was arrested, later released on bail. for, in fact, paying hush money to try and save their 17-year-old. But that doesn't amount to any hue and cry. Then still he should not be tried as an adult. 2 professionals, young people, died at the hands of this man, this 17-year-old who was allowed to drink, allowed to drive, but he should not be tried as an adult. That's what the Juvenile Justice Board thinks. Let me very quickly just give you some more sense as far as this case is concerned. Remember, the Juvenile Justice Board now has rejected the police's petition. The Juvenile Justice Board at that point of time was treating this case with kid gloves. They just wanted him to write an essay and get off, because he's the son of a very important person, of a wealthy, moneyed person. The plea was to try the minor as an adult. 2 people, remember, young lives were lost. The Juvenile Justice Board said that they are not convinced by the police's argument. The court said minor accused can't be tried as an adult. The case stays under the juvenile law. So basically, what this means, viewers, is that in a year or so, he will be back on the streets. His record will be suppressed because he is a juvenile. And God forbids, he goes out drinking again. Imagine what he can do, in fact, on the roads. This is exactly why innocent Fauja Singhs, those who live life on their own terms, have been denied the opportunity to die on their own terms, because somebody decided that they can play with the rules and take people's lives. This is a point in case. With that, we are slipping into a very short break. On the other side, Delhi's favorite, iconic India Gate is out of bounds for people. And why is it out of bounds? I will tell you all the details and what people think about it here on NDTV. I'm coming back. Stay tuned.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's leading AI smartphone brand.
Pune Porsche car case plea to try juvenile as adult rejected. Drunk brat killed 2 people, will now receive lenient punishment. Bengaluru campus horror, college student raped by 2 lecturers, 3 arrested, 2 teachers, 1 friend in this case. India's space hero Shubhanshu Shukla back on Earth, India's giant leap in space history made. Big relief for Kerala nurse Nimisha Priya. Execution postponed. Execution was slated for tomorrow.
That's huge. That is a biggie. It's on.
गोल्ड प्लस क्लियर ग्लास, पार हो या नियर, सब कुछ दिखे क्लियर.
But I'd like to start this off by asking you, Vishnu, what you think about the whole question of India not having stealth fighters right now.
It's a huge
Everyone's
problem.
trying to sell them to us as well.
It's a huge problem, Shiv. Let's face it, in as much as we love the Rafale aircraft and the Indian Air Force is completely vouching for it, perhaps they'd like more than 100 more. The Indian Navy has just gotten into an order for 26 Rafale M aircraft. There is a generation gap between the Rafale and the stealth. There is a good reason why a stealth platform is called a 5th generation aircraft and a Rafale is a 4th or 4.5 generation aircraft, and that is low observability. So in as much as the Rafale has brilliant sensors, both in terms of its radar, its defensive suite, its electronic warfare suite, its towed array decoy system, it is not typically a low observability platform in quite the same manner in which a stealth aircraft is. Its design form is different. And therefore, if Pakistan does have low observable aircraft, which would be the J-35, in fact, the first ones might even start entering service or coming into the PAF ahead of entering service at some time this year, then India is in trouble.
So
Why?
this year? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first could actually start coming in this year. They're really pushing for it. And they've gotten apparently into some agreement with the Chinese to ensure that the funding is done on very loose and terms favorable to Pakistan, as has been in the case in the past. If Pakistan starts acquiring low platforms which are low observable, in other words, stealth platforms, then that's an additional headache for the Indian Air Force, because tracking stealth aircraft requires a certain specialization. It's much more difficult. The time that you have to actually engage a potential stealth target is reduced greatly, and therefore, it's a problem.
कोई जरूरत तो उसको इंटरव्यू देने की।
गायकवाड़ साहब ऐसे मत कीजिए।
लोग देख रहे हैं तो कर रहा है, लोग देख रहे हैं तो कर रहा है।
किसने हक दिया आपको हाथ उठाने का?
अगर फिर से कोई ऐसी गलती करेगा तो मैं छोड़ूंगा नहीं।
सर, आप लाइव हैं एनडीटीवी पर।
मैं सही बात कर रहा हूँ तो
आपकी जो आवाज है,
आप मेरी आवाज ब्रेक मत कीजिए, मेरा पूरा सुन लीजिए।
देखा है, सबने
वरना
सुना
मैं तुम्हारी बात नहीं करूंगा। ये क्या पद्धति है? ये बात करते हैं तो मैं नहीं करूंगा बात इनसे।
गायकवाड़ साहब ऐसे मत कीजिए।
लोग देख रहे हैं तो कर रहा है, लोग देख रहे हैं तो कर रहा है।
He wants to throw punches, he wants to throw slaps, but he can't take normal questions.
Well, in the latest episode of Control All Defense, we are talking about a platform that all of you want to hear about.
Pune Porsche case, plea to try juvenile as adult rejected. Campus horror in Bengaluru, college student raped by 2 lecturers, 3 arrested. India's space hero Subhanshu back on Earth, giant leap for India in space program. Relief for Kerala nurse Nimisha Priya, execution postponed, was slated to.
Presented by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Welcome back. Nothing defines quintessential Delhi experience, or should I say used to define the quintessential Delhi experience, than spreading your sheet in the sprawling lawns of India Gate and having yourself a picnic with your friends or your family. Whether it was a late night stroll for ice cream or just a simple walk, iconic India Gate and the lawns around have a special spot in the hearts of Delhiites. So many moments make India Gate part of many generations' fond memories. But now Delhi's OG hangout picnic space is restricted. New regulations by Delhi government prohibits visitors from walking, sitting, eating, bringing your pet or playing on the lawns of India Gate. In a city already struggling with squeezing open spaces, not many are happy with the ultimate free space for Delhiites now being out of bounds. On India Speaks this evening, what people think of this move and their memories of India Gate. Let me first start with some prominent Delhiites, how they share and remember India Gate and its lawns.
When I was growing up, India was a very different place. We didn't have the alternatives of going to restaurants, so many public parks. There were very few places that one could go to. And India Gate was definitely one of them, where we could go boating, we could eat just chana on the roadside. And I was there quite recently with my mother, actually, some time back. And it was so crowded and people were really enjoying themselves. And there were people of all ages who were present, And that is what made India Gate what it is, a shared experience of joy, of happiness.
On the restrictions around and in those parts of the city, I would say that a small part of it is perhaps due to security reasons, genuine security reasons. But I think that what is happening is that there is a capture of the public space, of public open air spaces, which is for no other reason than to make the citizen feel that she or he has to plead to get access to those places.
What do the people think about this? Because, you know, every place now can't be out of bounds. Why is it that only VVIPs should enjoy the Lutyens Delhi? Let me very quickly, without delay, go across to my colleague Shreya, who is at the India Gate. This is the segment, ladies and gentlemen, where what we call India Speaks on NDTV, because your voice matters. And Shreya, the voice of the people around you matter, isn't it? I mean, this is one of the ultimate hangout zone of Delhi, very soon out of bounds.
Absolutely. I will straight away go to the visitors. Sir, we understand that, you know, India Gate is a hotspot for picnics, especially in the winter months. But now that has been prohibited. Even people cannot carry food items, their pets, and cannot sit on the grass. You know, that is to ensure the aesthetic value of the place remain intact. How do you see this?
I think first of all, I have a lot of memories from here. I am from Delhi only, so I used to come here on every, monthly basis, like 12, 13 years back. We used to have picnics here, especially in the winter months, evening, as you said. We also sometimes school trips were in the Gate only, area only. Yeah, and now seeing the rule has been changed, I think this is a big, let down for us people, especially for Delhi Heights. The area is so common for hanging out in the evening with friends, with family as well. Yeah, so it's a big letdown. But at the same time, I feel like the civic sense, the responsibility of the common man, the civic sense of the people, it's not that, established in India. We see a lot of loitering. The pets, they're, the poop, we can say, not cleaning afterwards. Yeah. So,
keeping that in mind, you feel like it's a letdown for the Delhiites, considering all the nostalgic memories that you've made here at the India Gate. So, you're from Punjab. As an outsider, how do you think, this will change the visitors' experience for the people?
I think it's a good move for preserving and managing the national heritage like India Gate. It's a good move for a long run. It will be in a good way.
Right. It will
benefit the place.
Yeah.
100% it will benefit the place.
And you can see the lush green. I'll ask my camera person to show. We don't see people sitting here anymore, ever since COVID, post-COVID especially. People have been asked not to sit on these beautiful lush green grass, and now they've also been asked not to carry their food items. Now, sir, since you've been visiting here for very many years now, what will happen to the people, who are carrying their, cold drinks and their chips and all? They won't be allowed inside. So, some will have to stay out while some will have to go inside the India Gate complex. They will have to take the round and again go back.
Yeah, I understand this will be a problem for the many people, especially for Delhiites only. Yeah, but at the same time, I can understand the government's move. I think it's okay. People should be able to manage it, and people will understand. Seeing this, the area is cleaner now.
Right. Yeah. And at the end of the day, this is a war memorial. It's an iconic place in Delhi, and there are other picnic spots as well in Delhi, right? What are the alternatives like Sundar Nursery or Lodi Gardens? Do you think the footfall will increase there?
It's difficult to say. There's no replacement for a place like India Gate, but people will search for alternatives as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. Back to you.
Shreya, thank you so much for getting us that interaction. And, it's just not about the memories that people have made there. Also, it used to be a very busy business spot as well. I don't know what will happen to all those vendors, those who used to be around this place as well. I'm sure their work will also get impacted. But thank you for speaking to us. I have absolutely fond memories of India Gate growing up. Going to the lawns with my friends, sometimes even having dinner there, sitting on those lawns. And at that point of time, it used to be absolutely magical to sit under the shadow of India Gates, watch those lights, and just have a fantastic time. All right, that's all the time that we have at this moment on this edition. With that, we are slipping into a very short break. On the other side, India plugs into Tesla. Yes, the first showroom has been opened, and with that, our journey with a world-class automobile company begins. All that you want to know about coming up after a short break.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's leading AI smartphone brand.
Prime Minister Modi has put out a post on X saying, I join the nation in welcoming Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla as he returns to Earth from his historic space mission to space. As India's first astronaut to have visited International Space Station, he has inspired 1 billion dreams through his dedication, courage and pioneering spirit. It marks another milestone towards our own human space flight, Gaganyaan.
तू ही तो है जिसकी सच्चाई वाली क्लैरिटी की वजह से मैं आज यहाँ हूँ।
गोल्ड प्लस सिल्वॉक्सी मिरर्स, ऐसी क्लैरिटी कि आपको सिर्फ सच नजर आए, चाहे कितने भी साल बीत जाएं।
But I'd like to start this off by asking you, Vishnu, what you think about the whole question of India not having stealth fighters right now.
It's a huge
Everyone's
problem.
trying to sell them to us as well.
It's a huge problem, Shiv. Let's face it, in as much as we love the Rafale aircraft and the Indian Air Force is completely vouching for it, perhaps they'd like more than 100 more. The Indian Navy has just gotten into an order for 26 Rafale M aircraft. There is a generation gap between the Rafale and the stealth. There is a good reason why a stealth platform is called a 5th generation aircraft and a Rafale is a 4th or 4.5 generation aircraft, and that is low observability. So in as much as the Rafale has brilliant sensors, both in terms of its radar, its defensive suite, its electronic warfare suite, its towed array decoy system, it is not typically a low observability platform in quite the same manner in which a stealth aircraft is. Its design form is different. And therefore, if Pakistan does have low observable aircraft, which would be the J-35, in fact, the first ones might even start entering service or coming into the PAF ahead of entering service at some time this year, that India is in trouble.
So
Why?
this year? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first could actually start coming in this year. They're really pushing for it. And they've gotten apparently into some agreement with the Chinese to ensure that the funding is done on very loose and terms favorable to Pakistan, as has been in the case in the past. If Pakistan starts acquiring low platforms which are low observable, in other words, stealth platforms, then that's an additional headache for the Indian Air Force, because tracking stealth aircraft requires a certain specialization. It's much more difficult. The time that you have to actually engage a potential stealth target is reduced greatly, and therefore, it's a problem.
Vanakkam Tamil Nadu.
Now the battle for Tamil Nadu 2026 is open now.
After Chief Minister Stalin rolls up his sleeves and Vijay steps in as a star challenger.
This is a mass gathering, not for cash.
Meanwhile, a former Chief Minister, Edapadi Palanisamy, begins his fight back.
The big comeback campaign by EPS has well and truly begun.
These are all the ultimate players, and this is going to be the ultimate.
Hello and welcome to this very special show on the big news of the day, and that is Tesla's entry in India. Yes, Tesla is finally here. They have just opened their first showroom or experience center, as they are calling it, here in Maker Max City, Mumbai, and they have launched the first product, that is Model Y. Here's a quick look on what all you can expect from Model Y. We are here at Tesla's first experience center in India, here in Mumbai, Maker Max City. And right here with me is a Model Y. This is the facelift Model Y, so you can see the changes. People who follow Tesla follow it very closely, and they will notice all the changes. You have a bar going from one end to the other. This light bar here is a DRL. The headlamp sits down below here, and you can see a reworked front with side curtain on the side for better aerodynamics. You also will notice air dams down below and an extra camera right here, which is the 7th camera that Tesla has introduced in the Model Y. The front looks not so much as an SUV, but on the side, because of the stance, it starts looking a little bit more like an SUV. It still looks a little bit fish looking or shark looking to my mind. Now let's go on the side. You will get 19 inches with 255 by 45 profile. You can also notice another camera on the side here. All these cameras are not just for view, but also for helping in autonomous driving, and that's why you see some of them a little bit placed at places where you generally do not see cameras. Let's talk about pricing now. So 2 variants are coming, both rear-wheel drive. The first rear-wheel drive version is going to cost you 59.89 lakhs, and this will offer a claimed range of 500 kilometers with a top speed of 201 kph, does 0 to 100 in 5.9 seconds. Now the long-range rear-wheel drive version is going to offer you a 622 kilometer claimed range with a 0 to 100 claims of 5.6 seconds. The top speed remains the same, 201 kph, but it's gonna cost you 67.89 lakhs. Now Tesla tells us the delivery of the base variant is going to start from Q3 whereas the long-range version is going to be delivered in Q4 so by the end of this year. That's about pricing and deliveries. Now let's keep looking at this product. Let me show you what all you get here. You have the sloping roofline and you can see the glass on top. So there will be a full glass roof for you. A complete slope ending in a spoiler tip. On the rear also the tail lamps have changed. You get these connected tail lamps now. And again, you can spot the camera here. This one is the long range variant, so you can see the long range badging here and the sensors down below with a really chunky bumper, giving it that sporty look. Up front, you also get this 116-liter front trunk, which also has a drainage system. So in case you have some water here, you can drain it out. Now, this feels large enough for your overnight luggage. Now let me also tell you about the charging options. Well, you will get a wall box charger with the car, which is included in the price of the car. This is a 7 kilowatt to 11 kilowatt wall box charger. Besides this, Tesla, known for its superchargers, will also install 16 superchargers across the country. 4 of them are coming here in Mumbai first. Here is the supercharger for you, and 4 of them, the V4, the top level of their superchargers, will be installed. 16 of them, 4 in Delhi, 4 in Mumbai. That's what Tesla has told us, but they have promised to increase their supercharging network even further. Tesla Model Y is the first product coming to India. Looks interesting. I will take you inside. There are a lot of people shooting inside, but I will take you inside and give you all what you are going to get there. Now, inside the Tesla Model Y, you first notice this big screen, which is the CPU or the brain of Model Y. Most of the functions are managed from this screen, and I can tell you this screen, the performance is absolutely brilliant. Look at the clarity of the camera. It's absolutely lovely. You will also get your navigation here, and we will get you a proper review of this screen once we test drive it. But for now, you can see there are lots of apps that you can see here. And you can also play your movies through your Netflix or your other OTT apps. Now, as is common in Tesla, you will not see many buttons here. There are few on the steering. Tesla has included turn indicator in this Model Y on this lever. So that's a pretty convenient feature. Now let's talk about what other practicality you get. There is a big amount of space here. It's really huge. You can fit in large bags, large handbags in here. Then you have 2 cup holders which are covered, and you also have a good amount of space under the armrest, which also has light. Nice. Well, in terms of quality, I think quality feels quite adequate. It feels nice. It's not very luxurious because the focus is on being eco-friendly. So you have fiber on top and some leatherette with exposed stitches. Looks nice and very neatly executed. You also have a little bit of ambient lighting wrapping the front passengers around, which of course you can change the colors. The seats, you can see here, they are perforated and they also have heating and cooling function. And what's special about this cooling function, and Tesla made sure that they tell us, is that the function of ventilation is not by blowing but by suction, so you get a better feel of coolness. Now let's go to the second row. And before I take you there, let me show you how you open the door. So there's a button here and you open the door. Now let's go at the rear seat. So this is the rear seat of Tesla Model Y, a large panoramic sunroof. It is one of the biggest that I have seen and it looks quite magnificent, but can be a little troublesome in Indian weather because there is no shield on it. It is a little tinted, but I don't think that's going to be enough to protect us from our harsh sun. But nevertheless, there is a lot of space here. You get good amount of knee room, very comfortable seating position, slightly upright but not uncomfortable at all. And then you have good amount of thigh support as well because the bench is quite wide, the seat feels quite comfortable and decent amount of headroom despite that sloping roof. That's the benefit of being an SUV. Then of course, it's the rear seat, but it is still a Tesla, so you don't have any buttons. You have a screen here to manage your music, your HVAC and everything else that you need to manage here. So that's how the second row of Model Y feels like. And before I take you to the boot space, let me also tell you this, that the Model Y produces this long range variant, produces 340 HP and does 0 to 100 in roughly around 5.6 seconds. That's pretty cool, right? Now let me show you the boot space. So Model Y has a really large boot space, 938 liters. That's a huge boot space. You can see there's a lot of space here. You can shift a house in this, but you can also fold the front, the second row, which folds easily, but there are people sitting there, and then the space becomes over 2,000 liters. That's a really big space that you can make for carrying your luggage. So that's what, here it is, your Tesla Model Y. How do you like it? The bookings are going to open very soon and the Experience Center is coming to Delhi very soon too. The Tesla Experience Center was inaugurated by Maharashtra CM Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, and he appreciated the fact that Tesla is not just bringing in the products but also investing in infrastructure.
Friends, at the very outset, I would like to welcome Tesla to India. I think this is not just inauguration of an experience center, but it is a statement that Tesla has arrived, a statement that Tesla has arrived in the right city, in the right state. That is the state of Maharashtra and the city of Mumbai, which is the entrepreneur capital of India, not just financial, commercial, and entertainment capital, but also the entrepreneur capital of India. Mumbai stands for innovation. Mumbai stands for sustainability. And I think Tesla, as you have rightly said, is not just a car or a car company. It is all about design, innovation, and sustainability, for which Tesla stands as a testament. And I think that is the one and only reason that it is loved globally.
On the sidelines of Tesla Experience Center launch, I got to chat with the architect of this showroom, yes, Ms. Neeta Sarta, who was behind the construction of this showroom. So we chatted about what all went in building this showroom. I'm here with the architect of Tesla's new showroom in Mumbai. Miss Neeta Sarda, thank you so much for joining us. I want to know, when did Tesla approach you? What was the brief?
So the whole thing was through JLL, of course. They approached me around 3 to 4 months back, and we had to present them with our, concepts. And finally, we won the concept of doing up the Bombay showroom. And yeah, it's been almost like 2 months since we've been working on the Mumbai showroom. The briefing has always been to be very minimalist. And they had, of course, all car showrooms have their own manual look and feel across the world. And for the same, I did visit even the Paris store to understand their concept. And we worked around to get what they felt would look like a Tesla showroom. So yes.
And what specific things you had to keep in mind, considering this is Tesla and they only have EVs?
So, of course, we had the superchargers, but we are currently displaying a dummy charger here because of the load that we would require for a supercharger is about 240 kilowatts. So, yes, we have shown a dummy one here so that you guys understand what an EV charger would work like.
Tesla has entered in India with the more sensible choice of Model Y, which is their EV SUV. It is priced between 60 and 68 lakhs, but it's not going to be a cakewalk for Tesla. India is a flourishing EV market with lots of competition even at this price band. Let us take a look at all the competitors of Tesla Model Y.
Tesla enters the Indian market. While there's a genuine excitement about the long-awaited arrival, the journey ahead is likely to be tougher. Tesla's Model Y makes its India debut at 60 lakh rupees ex-showroom. The standard variant with 60 kWh battery pack can cover around 500 kilometers on a single charge. The long-range variant, which is 8 lakh expensive, has a claimed range of 622 kilometers. Barring the Kia EV6 and Mercedes EQA, which are also full imports like Tesla, almost all the rivals to the Model Y are significantly cheaper. In fact, the likes of Hyundai Ioniq 5, BYD Sea Lion 7 and BMW iX1 have sticker price under 50 lakh rupees ex-showroom. In terms of size, the Model Y will be one of the biggest SUVs among the rivals. Spanning over 4.7 meters in length, the 5-seater Tesla SUV is only second to BYD Sea Lion on the list. All these electric SUVs are evenly matched when it comes to features. Owners can expect premium interior, distinct styling, and good performance. Tesla is launching only the rear-wheel drive option for India. If an all-wheel drive is what you're looking for, the BYD Sea Lion 7 will fit your bill. The Model Y rear-wheel drive has a single motor which is power rated at 295 horsepower and 420 Nm of peak torque. This allows Model Y to shoot from 0 to 100 in less than 6 seconds in a straight line. The BYD Sea Lion 7 has an upper hand over the Model Y with better numbers and more power. Tesla's arrival to India is over, and if the brand plans to introduce self-driving technology to India-specific units, it may well and truly give the brand an edge.
Tesla is a brand that everybody knows. Chances are that even if you don't follow auto space, you have heard of Tesla. And that's because Tesla famously says that they are not an EV company. They are a tech company which manufactures EV. There is a lot that goes into making of a brand like Tesla. Let's take a look. Why is Tesla so popular?
Tesla arrives in India. It has been a long time coming. But have you ever wondered why Tesla's electric cars are so popular everywhere? Even in countries where Elon Musk does not even fancy entering. Well, let me take you on a ride the Tesla way. For starters, there has been no brand as confident as Tesla when it comes to autopilot. The self-driving feature is almost a decade old for Tesla now, refined over the generations and now is standard across its car models. Based on cameras, radar and ultrasonic sensors, Tesla cars can auto-steer and cruise control in traffic. Well, this great degree of autonomous driving has made the brand so popular. Curiosity also drives the crowd towards Tesla. Be it the minimalist design with sharp edges and straight lines, or massive screens inside the cabin, Teslas are distinct inside out. The brand is also confident about the performance of its electric cars and batteries used in them. Model Y, for instance, the car Tesla is bringing to India, does a 0 to 100 run in less than 4.5 seconds. Model 3 is even quicker. It'll pass you in a blink. The 0 to 100 timing for Model 3 is just 3 seconds. Years in the EV market, Tesla seems to have cracked the code for efficient and powerful batteries. Tesla's battery technology is characterized by its high energy density, long lifespan, advanced thermal management, and in-house design and manufacturing. All of that helps Tesla in creating a strong ground. The brand image of Tesla is also solidly propelled by Elon Musk, whose comments and decisions often draw attention and customer curiosity.
It was back in 2016 when Tesla dreamt about coming to India by opening the pre-bookings for their products to Indian market. But post that, there have been a lot of back and forth policy actions, policy negotiations, and finally the showroom is here. So let's take a look at Tesla's dream from 2016 all the way to 2025.
Tesla's India story reads like a saga of ambition, delays, and now arrival. Back in 2016, Tesla began taking Model 3 pre-orders in India, but high import duties, reported 200% tariffs made launch unfeasible. Some early customers have now got their refunds. In 2021, Tesla formally registered an entity in Bengaluru, signaling intent. Well, talks began about launching July 2025, and Tesla finally makes its formal debut. Not with a factory, but with a Mumbai showroom. Tesla has also imported around $1 million worth of vehicles and gear to India, including Model Y SUVs and superchargers from its US and China factories, despite a steep 70% import duty. This makes the Indian price significantly higher than international markets. But what's next? Well, Tesla's arrival unlocks India's potential as the world's third largest auto market, though high prices and the absence of localized production pose fresh challenges. Whether demand can match expectations, that remains to be seen. But one thing's clear, Tesla's here, even if not the way dreamers once hoped.
Manufacturing plant or not, but Tesla is definitely here. And it has created quite a buzz. Now it remains to be seen how much of that buzz actually gets created into sales figures for Tesla. Mugdha Mishra for NDTV.
The big viewership super smash is actually deployed in the seats on NDTV, India's #1 English channel. NDTV 24/7 is all India #1.
किसने हक दिया आपको हाथ उठाने का?
No fakery, fixing, pure viewership. Trust.
Such a professional channel, NDTV.
Credibility.
If you win Lords, you have a chance to win the series.
No compromise.
सर आप लाइव हैं NDTV पर. कोई जरूरत तो उसको इंटरव्यू देने की.
NDTV 24/7, the undisputed #1.
Pune Porsche case, plea to try juvenile as adult rejected. Campus horror in Bengaluru, college student raped by 2 lecturers, 3 arrested. India's space hero Subhanshu Shukla back on Earth, giant leap for India in space program. Relief for Kerala nurse Nimisha Priya. Execution postponed, was slated tomorrow.
Presented by Canara Bank. Together we can.
गोल्ड प्लस ऑप्टिमिस्टिक रिफ्लेक्टिव ग्लास लगाओ, धूप की गर्मी को दूर भगाओ और बिजली का बिल भी बचाओ।
But I'd like to start this off by asking you, Vishnu, what you think about the whole question of India not having stealth fighters right now.
It's a huge
Everyone's
problem.
trying to sell them to us as well.
It's a huge problem, Shiv. Let's face it, in as much as we love the Rafale aircraft and the Indian Air Force is completely vouching for it, perhaps they'd like more than 100 more. The Indian Navy has just gotten into an order for 26 Rafale M aircraft. There is a generation gap between the Rafale and the stealth. There is a good reason why a stealth platform is called a 5th generation aircraft and a Rafale is a 4th or 4.5 generation aircraft, and that is low observability. So in as much as the Rafale has brilliant sensors, both in terms of its radar, its defensive suite, its electronic warfare suite, its towed array decoy system, it is not typically a low observability platform in quite the same manner in which a stealth aircraft is. Its design form is different. And therefore, if Pakistan does have low observable aircraft, which would be the J-35, in fact, the first ones might even start entering service or coming into the PAF ahead of entering service at some time this year, that India is in trouble.
So
Why?
This year? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first could actually start coming in this year. They're really pushing for it. And they've gotten apparently into some agreement with the Chinese to ensure that the funding is done on very loose and terms favorable to Pakistan, as has been in the case in the past. If Pakistan starts acquiring low platforms which are low observable, in other words, stealth platforms, then that's an additional headache for the Indian Air Force, because tracking stealth aircraft requires a certain specialization. It's much more difficult. The time that you have to actually engage a potential stealth target is reduced greatly, and therefore, it's a problem.
जनता के पास सवाल ही सवाल है। जवाब ढूंढने को वो देखती है न्यूज़ और देखती है यहाँ तो सवालों का मायाजाल है। ऊपर से ये अलग फाइट है, कोई पूरा लेफ्ट तो कोई पूरा राइट है। बीच में मुद्दे के साथ कौन है, जनता को जवाब चाहिए। इसीलिए सवालों की परेड नहीं, मैं लाऊंगा खबरों की कचहरी। मैं शुभांकर मिश्रा, मेरे साथ देखिए कचहरी रात 8 बजे सिर्फ NDTV इंडिया पर।
Some say sport is a matter of life and death. The truth is, it is far more serious than that. Sport is about ecstasy and agony, about pain and suffering, about joy and much more. Some say there's no one better to tell these stories. So here I am. Join me, Boria Majumdar, on India's #1 news network.
कहना इस दीवार पे इतने इश्तहार चिपके हैं कि कोई दरार नजर नहीं आती। मैं उन लोगों में से जो
Hello everybody, Namaskar, Namaskara, Bagunnara, Nalai. You're watching NDTV and this is the Southern View. It's a day packed with news from the tragic death of a female student in Odisha who set herself on fire because her voice wasn't being heard, to custodial deaths in Tamil Nadu and a new DMK campaign in poll-bound Tamil Nadu. All this and more coming up, but first up, the headlines. India's space hero Shubhanshu Shukla is back on Earth. India's giant leap in space, history has been made. Pune accident case, a plea to try juvenile assault has been rejected. In fact, the drunk 2 people will receive lenient punishment. The father of the killed techie has said that the system has betrayed us. It's a big relief for Kerala nurse Nimisha Priya. Kerala nurse's execution has been postponed now. It was slated for tomorrow. Well, in a tragic incident, a 20-year-old student of Fakir Mohan Autonomous College in Balasore, Odisha has died after setting herself on fire. Step if her sexual harassment complaint was ignored. In fact, also accused the HOD assistant abuse and the college principal of inaction. Her letter that was submitted days before the incident went unanswered. On the 12th of July, she doused herself in petrol